Right, the gloves really seem to be off, and that's of course our big focus this evening. Narendra Modi sounding the election bugle. Joining me now, a special panel, Devang Nanavati, BJP leader from Gujarat, Sanjay Jha of the Congress, also NDTV's political editor Rahul Srivastav is here with us. Thanks all gentlemen for being with us. Mr. Nanavati, first to you. We saw Narendra Modi there today, almost as if his name had already been announced for the prime ministerial candidate for 2014. The tone that he was really speaking in, the tone that he had adopted was almost as if he had the party's backing. But that really isn't the case yet, is it?
Well, you know, Natasha, I think this is about the, if my memory serves me right, this is about the 15th debate on various media channels that at least I have attended.
And I can promise you it won't be the last, Mr. Nanavati.
And my answer,
there are going to be many, many more, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I know, I'm not. Natasha, please let me answer at least. Don't take on Sanjay's role right now, but on a lighter side. No, very frankly, you know, that this debate is really not a debate, because Mr. Narendra Modi is one of the tallest leaders, not just within the BJP, but on the Indian political front. People may agree, disagree, people may like, don't like, people may hate him, people may love him. That is a different matter. But the fact is that the political landscape of India today cannot ignore the presence of Narendra Modi, including the BJP's own landscape. The fact that Mr. Narendra Modi is also not the only leader in the BJP. There are various leaders, and I'm not saying this as a criticism, but unlike the Congress party, there is no structured high command. It is everyone comes up on their merits. There is a free discussion, free arguments on who should lead the BJP, and certainly Mr. Modi is one of the forerunners, the front runners, and one should not be surprised if what you are speculating happens. But you are right that as of today it has not happened, because there is a process, not only a process of doing that, but there is also a matter of strategy, both of which either at least I am not privy to, and I am sure you are also not privy to. So the question is that part of the process and strategy will happen at the right time.
Right. Will issues that really need to be worked out, you're saying. We're coming to that in just a bit. You mentioned the Congress. Sanjay Jha, we heard Narendra Modi there. We sort of saw the scathing attack. Somebody who really seems to be sounding the election bugle ahead of 2014. Many are asking, is the Congress really prepared? Are you still in denial? Are you ready to take him on? Mr. Modi seems more prepared.
Natasha, at the very outset, I would like to establish the credentials of the gentleman we are discussing today. He was a man who publicly stated that there were no farmer suicides in Gujarat. When an RTI application was actually filed, it revealed that Gujarat during the period of 2003 to 2007 had had 489 farmer suicides. This is under his own state dispensation. So to take Mr. Modi seriously is by itself a huge concession that I'm making right now, as I'm sure there are a lot of people who are watching this program.
But wouldn't it be a mistake to not take him seriously? Farmer suicide aside, that of course is not a debate, but wouldn't it be a mistake to not take him seriously at this stage, Sanjay Jha?
I'm coming to the point. I think Mr. Modi's assumption, and what I can hear from the BJP too, is to believe that you can actually go ahead and keep repeating a lie 1,000 times till the people begin to believe it to be a credible story. So I don't want to get into the electoral arithmetic possibilities of the BJP even coming close to forming a government in 2014. But I want to point two factors. Today he ran down the UPA government, and I want to not argue on rhetoric but on facts. Mr. Modi is not even aware. If this is his level of intellectual depth, I think we need to worry, because he does not even know that in the last 9 years, India's GDP has been the second after China in the world. He is running down UPA on a political rhetoric, but does not know how to substantiate his argument. He says that the BJP is a role model for the country. Well, my dear Mr. Modi, please look at what you did in Karnataka.
Right.
Look at the fact that in Gujarat,
Karnataka also something that we heard
there are corruption charges.
I'm going to just interrupt you. The Karnataka, of course, something that we heard Advani there.
So these are all, I think, very deceptive lies to the people of India that we need to definitely condemn and counter-attack.
Natasha, if this was all true, Natasha, if this was all true, why is it that after 2007 they lost the elections in Gujarat? Why in 2012 they lost the elections in Gujarat? If everything that they crib about Mr. Modi is correct, why is it that a large part of India today wants him from across the... No, Sanjay, I did not disturb you.
Doesn't mean that corruption cases are not investigated.
Sanjay, you very carefully... Sanjay, you don't say that there are no suicides in Maharashtra. And Sanjay, don't try to dodge questions. Don't try to dodge questions. The question asked to you by the anchor was that are you prepared to take on Mr. Modi? You are only answering and getting rhetoric and dissecting his speech.
Well, let me tell you,
usually...
So let's not get into that.
When we are discussing Narendra Modi, the polarizing figure. Calm down, gentlemen. I'm going to get Rahul in, our political editor.
You can shout at the top of your voice.
Yes,
you can shout at the top of the voice. But your anxiety shows that you are afraid of Mr. Modi coming to Delhi.
I'm just going to come back to you, gentlemen, in just a moment. But Rahul also with us. Rahul, no matter what Narendra Modi might have said today, his tone, the body language, exhorting the party cadre, in between we heard, so many BJP workers say Narendra Modi for Prime Minister and all, but there are many within the BJP, the top leadership, who are going to have a say in this, and they're not very comfortable with the idea of Modi as Prime Minister. How is that going to play out?
You see, Natasha, I think BJP's politics has never been so precarious. It is, for the entire Sangh Parivar, it's a huge, huge movement. Because remember that Mr. Narendra Modi is the first pracharak out of the RSS rank who became a chief minister, who won a state 3 times, and he's now on the verge of becoming a prime ministerial candidate. It's a huge moment for the RSS over the last 6 to 7 decades, that it has suddenly got a man who has risen out of the ranks of the Sangh, can become prime minister or can get projected as a prime minister. That is where lies perhaps the real equation in the BJP. Because if you look at the last few set of leaders, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, L.K. Advani, both were tall leaders. They were associated, had faith in the ideology of the RSS, but somehow over the years when they grew in size and stature, they kept the RSS at bay. This is the moment that the RSS is waiting for. This is a moment which certain in the BJP will like to avert. Because of the very fact that if Rajnath Singh became the president of the party in place of Nitin Gadkari, it was because the RSS wanted it. Narendra Modi's elevation will improve the RSS hold over the BJP, BJP's present future. Many will be comfortable, uncomfortable with that. That ideological divide will have many more fissures because there are so many other claimants to the job. What will Sushma Swaraj do? What will Arun Jaitley do? He's close to Modi. What will Mr. Advani do? Is he out of the race? Then there is a larger factor happening. There is a huge groundswell within the BJP. The cadres are unhappy with the top leaders in the BJP in Delhi.
And they
are seeing Narendra Modi. They are perhaps going to drown everybody else who are sitting on the stage today, and they are going to dictate what's happening in the parliamentary board. It's a very, very crucial moment for the BJP.
There's no saying which way this could really go. But Ms. Nanavati, Rahul, they mentioned Nitish Kumar. We heard the JDU there. They have always reacted cautiously, made their discomfort known. We heard the JDU there say that Nitish Kumar is as good as Narendra Modi. How are you going to manage to take this crucial ally along?
Well, quickly, Natasha, first, let me just respond very quickly that Mr. Vajpayee was also a pracharak, so it is not Mr. Modi who is going to be the first pracharak who will be a prime ministerial candidate. Secondly, the question is that this cadre of the BJP that we are talking of, the groundswell at the ground level, are not people from Mars or Venus. They are Indians, they are Indian citizens who account for at least 50% of the polity or the political voting class. So let's not talk about them as if they come from another planet. It is what the country's aspiration today is, to see a leader like Mr. Modi at the helm when there is a lack of governance. As far as how to deal with the allies, that is a matter of political strategy that will take place at the appropriate time in the NDA discussion progress and process. And why do you presume that Mr. Nitish Kumar or the JDU or any other ally for that matter is going to object to A candidate or B candidate, whether it is Mr. Modi or someone else? Let that happen first and we will discuss it. Today, just because it makes an interesting story in the media, that does not necessarily become that is how it is. At the same time, there is also a fact that yes, Mr. Nitish Kumar or any other tall political leader will have aspirations of his own, and fine, they can be discussed and they can be thrashed out. We had Obama and Clinton having the same aspirations, and then when the race was discussion was over and one was selected, the other found
putting them behind. Are you saying we could see some sort of a balance of power really being worked out? Well, early days there. Ajay, so if I
well, I mean, you know, obviously there will be political strategy. Let's not be so naive. There will be political discussions. There will be political adjustments between allies. There will be political deals being made between allies as to how to share the power, how to fight the elections, what the political strategy should be. What is wrong, and does it? I mean, I mean, we would be naive as political pundits to discount all this. Of course, it will be there. But is that necessarily bad? Discussing your allies and thrashing out whatever aspirations others may have and adjusting. That's
so
all
far,
about
of course,
coalition
there's no sign
politics.
of those hurdles.
Isn't the UPA been doing it for 9 years and blaming?
Right, so far,
Blaming
little
the
signs of
nation's
those
woes on
hurdles being
coalition politics.
Right, so far, little signs of those hurdles being wiped out. But like you're saying, it's early days. Sanjay Jha, we talk about Congress, and invariably they keep bringing up 2002. But is there a realization now that Narendra Modi has managed to put that firmly behind him? Would the Congress accept that now?
Well, let me tell you, can I tell you something, Natasha, in all fairness, and I want to be brutally honest, there is no way in heaven that Narendra Modi can ever in his lifetime ever overcome what happened in 2002 in Gujarat under his own dispensation. It's a moral, forget the legal cases, don't forget
well, if Rajiv
the
Gandhi
Jaffrey
could
case is
overcome
now
84,
opened
I'm
up.
sure he will
There's
overcome
a moral
2002.
obligation. And there are a number of cases going on against various bureaucrats, including people like Maya Kordani and Amit Shah, that he personally has backed and supported. And
so
I
in
think
recent
the biggest,
weeks, of course, we've seen the diplomatic boycotts by the EU, by the UK ending. Wharton has invited him.
And the Wharton Business
invite,
School,
but we've seen those diplomatic
and the
boycotts
Wharton
ending,
Business School does not want him. Does not want him. I think there are certain issues like human rights that are globally respected. Mr. Modi can try all his public relations stunts. He can try all the spin on development figures, which are all punctured today. He can make all his tall speeches. But let me tell you, Natasha, bottom line, it's the substance that people look for, not the style. I thought today the kind of language that he used against the Prime Minister of India was most unbecoming of any person who aspires to have a bigger national role. I think at best he's a regional leader. He has to be treated accordingly.
Why should we?
He has his political ambitions. He's
pay
got a right to do that. But I think the people of this country, the people of India are intelligent, smart and sensitive, and they are seeing through what I think is the most blatant charade going on in the name of trying to position Modi as a BJP candidate.
Right, I interrupt there, but last words from you, Rahul. Apart from what Congress and the BJP say, what really are Narendra Modi's chances at this stage? And how seriously is he about moving out from Gujarat? He has to, of course, prove himself on the national stage. But as Devang Nanavati says, it's early days. What's the rush?
See, Mr. Nanavati and Sanjay, they are arguing, but there is a politics happening around Narendra Modi. He is unavoidable right now. He divides. But perhaps for the BJP, he represents a large amount of hope for the future, because what do they have beyond Narendra Modi? Now, look at what Narendra Modi's people will expect from Narendra Modi. If you look at the elections which are coming, if they bleed him now declare him Prime Minister candidate, there is an election in Karnataka in June. Will the BJP declare him as a prime ministerial candidate because the BJP may lose Karnataka? Now, that's where the risk is. That's where the strategy part comes in. The BJP will like to do it slowly. One crisis is that if they do it immediately, there might be a lot of infighting. Also, the allies will start doing politics pro or against Narendra Modi. Though Narendra Modi will, I have a feeling, will recreate the boundaries of NDA. Because if Nitish Kumar might be uncomfortable, he's got good equations with Jayalalitha.
You're looking at possible
reconfiguration of the NDA. But the real fact is that Narendra Modi needs to get tested now from here on. That is why a campaign in charge of the BJP is a subtle way to bleed him. Even if the BJP does not form the government in 2014 or whenever the next election is, Modi is free to run Gujarat. The BJP and the Sangh don't want him to be labelled as somebody, a trump card which didn't succeed.
Right, there's something that has happened, like your report said, with Kedwani. Perhaps I don't want to make that mistake again, once bitten, twice shy. But thanks very much for joining us. Like you said, Nanavati, this is not the last discussion that we'll be a part of on Narendra Modi. It won't be the last provocative one. But thanks very much for taking out time to join us. Sanjay Jha, Srivastava, Devang Nanavati, thanks very much for being with us.